Hey, 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 what's going on, everybody? This is Hunter. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Today, I'm down at Brinkley RV where I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I had to drive down and show you this. This is one of the most unique fifth wheels that I have ever seen. This is kind of like a toy hauler without the garage. Super cool, really different. I think you guys are gonna really enjoy it. This is the 2024 Brinkley Model Z 3400. Now all of the specifications, things like tank sizes, awning sizes, length, height, all that stuff you can find down in the description of this video, and it should pop up on the screen. But I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Hit that like and subscribe button for daily RV content. And as always, down in the description, you will find a link directly to the pricing as well. But I hope you guys enjoy the tour. Again, it's the 2024 Brinkley Model Z 3400. And I think you guys are going to find this incredible because there's honestly, you take the Brinkley quality, their fit and finish, and then you add on something different, something new and unique that you have never seen in a trailer before. And I think you guys are going to really love it. Dual opposing slides here into the living room. You got a televator sitting on the left with a ton of countertop space, an oven, microwave, an island that's got, built out of a steel base that's directly tied into the chassis, super sturdy. And then this is going to be your seating slide. And this also has a really funky, cool setup for the dinette. It is a desk, dinette, table. I mean, it is like everything, a 3-in-1 category. It is awesome. But this is just going to be a quick little preview here of this room. And since I started right off the bat by saying this is a toy hauler without the garage, I figured we'll start in the back, and kind of rock it from there, because I think this is what is going to propel this camper to pretty much all new heights. I mean, this is absolutely insane. So coming out the back, you noticed I didn't walk through a garage, and you're already out to the patio with a pretty darn impressive awning that goes over the entire top. But let me go ahead and just turn around here. I mean, look at that. How freaking cool is that? How unique is it? It's just different. Brinkley, again, bringing the A game, changing the RV industry in general. So solid surface countertops all throughout. Babe, if you're watching, I love you. You're going to have a ton of cabinet space. You're going to have a refrigerator, a smart TV, the Insignia, play your YouTube, watch the game, do whatever that you want to do. And then you also get more storage here up above. And I like how they use an actual real wood for the cabinetry. The fit and finish is absolutely fantastic. You notice everywhere that I'm going, you don't see, those staple holes that you see even in a lot of very high-end, really kind of highfalutin, pinky up type campers. So I like having that. Plus you got kind of that, looks like that brass, or I don't know, I'm not fancy enough for that, brass or nickel finish. But you have the magnetic latch right here that attaches right there. But I mean, look at the inside of that storage. Even on the inside, the hidden stuff, is really nice and secure. And you're sitting on a lip, probably about a knuckle deep or so things don't kind of rattle around while you're driving. This storage is going to be the same as that. You have that tile look, backsplash right here, a couple different controls. You even have a dimmer for what most would consider a pretty unimportant area of the camper. They still added a dimmer back here. So that's nice. Again, kind of that added little Brinkley touch. Also, in addition, I already mentioned that smart TV here. You get a ton of countertop space, but you even get an outdoor sink, and you'll see that it is plumbed in, so it's not going to be that dump style sink. You also get kind of the high-rise faucet, hitting those dishes from all angles. You got storage, access to your plumbing. There's that mini fridge. And for all you apple juice drinkers out there, I bet you could fit probably about an 80 pack in that bad boy. Big old storage. This right here, the trash can comes out. I love it. All the cabinets too, when you come into here, if you can see the back end, I just did a factory tour. Really impressive. They actually dovetail the back. And again, the copper latches. So just again, before we head back inside, I want to point out they're using the all-new patio system, which I absolutely love. And even here is a little bit different. Again, kind of that Brinkley touch. Brinkley's known for those, for those Easter eggs, kind of being ahead of the curve, unique, kind of game-changing. This right here, you can actually change and, adjust this how you want. Maybe put some other attachments on, whether you want a basket, or put up like a griddle, or something like that. But you can unscrew this and adjust it. So maybe if you're out here playing some cornhole, you take that little tabletop and you attach it right down here. So pretty darn neat. Just something different that you've never seen before. At least I certainly haven't. You know, maybe you can drop a comment for something that you've seen like it. These steps, even on the back, they have this flip up right there. Again, just a nice little added touch. So when you do flip it up, since this is going into the interior of your RV, you have the opportunity to, you know, maybe knock some of that dirt off, you know, keep it, you know, really nice and clean when you flip up that garage door and throw it back in. But this is why I was saying, you know, it's like a toy hauler without the garage. So you've seen this. This is just, it's mind-blowingly cool. It is very, very neat. So they have this door right here, and they even put the seal, which I'm surprised that they actually even did this, because you're not putting, you know, any toys back here or anything. So there's really no need to have that seal for like the gasoline smell, but it's just an extra fit and finish product, you know, just to help keep some of the chill out. Because I'm sure that door, you know, that's the zero gravity door, so there's not really any inherent insulation in that. But so they wanted to make sure that the out can't get in, which is nice. And then you walk back in here, and I mean, just wow. This is absolutely beautiful. And to point it out again, dual opposing slides, so you get a lot of walk around room around this island. Accent lighting, just looking sharp as ever. You also get more accent lighting here above the pendulum lighting, and you see that little round circle right there? That is going to be for a speaker. And actually, I forgot to show you these speakers right here. So there's going to be a couple different areas with the speakers, and they all run independently, which is nice. So you can have different zones playing different things. If you want the game out on the TV, put the game on. But if you want to be cooking, jamming to some music, come in here and jam to some music. You're welcome to do so. So like I kind of touched on before, if you've seen some of my other Brinkley videos, well, maybe one other Brinkley video, because the first 4, I missed it. I didn't know about it. Goes back to they hired me because I'm friendly. But you have a steel base to this, which, by the way, you got a little doggy bowl that can come out there. Very cool. But so if you ever grab an island before, if you're familiar with camping, you can do this, and you can almost shift them around, and they kind of, you know, kind of go with the flow as you're pushing it. That is a steel base that ties down into the chassis. Very, very, very sturdy. Now, I won't be able to show you this the completely proper way. So what I'm going to do here towards the end, and I'll tag it so that way you can see it. But I'll actually, you know what? I'll edit it and put it in the video right now. You can actually make this a desk. You can make it a kind of a dinette table for 2, or you can extend this table out and make it seating for 4 and put it in the middle, left, right, however you want to do it. But it's a really great place to sit down, maybe get some work done, read a book, play some euchre, have some fun. Even though this is traditionally a couples coach, this is obviously centered around entertainment and quality. And if you have the entertainment factor, you're going to have people in here, and having seating for 4, along with the extra sleeping that couch brings, which makes a full-size bed, by the way, this is what is kind of bringing it to the Brinkley. So one thing that I touched on outside that I want to reiterate, and if you're not familiar with Brinkley, this is absolutely fantastic. It's all climate controlled, so all these parts are going to be inside. So when they make this board, which is all in-house, by the way, when they make that board, it doesn't sit, you know, outside or maybe in a warehouse that kind of freezes. So you don't have to worry with the expansion and the contraction. So it's also back fitted, meaning that it's attached in from the rear. So you're not going to see any staple holes or putty covering it up. You're just going to see a really clean, concise quality throughout the entire unit. And that even goes over into around the windows, which also allows them to do their blinds a little bit differently. So, you know, in my videos, if you've seen them before, I always talk about, you know, the day and night shades, half Dracula, full Dracula mode, stop the old skin from sizzling. You know, you can still do that. So the bottom is going to be your half Drac mode. You see it blocks out a little bit of the sun, and then you got the full Dracula mode, block out all the sun. They meet in the middle, magnetic latch. Now look at that. Now you can move them together and control what kind of output that you get. Now over here on this side, and I'll have to show you on the exterior portion, but if you could go, yeah, I can't show it to you here. There's actually going to be, I'm not sure exactly what the name of it is. You know, it's like a thermofoil, you know, or something of that nature, but it's a silver reflective finish. So on those really hot days, you know, it's 120 out in Texas, you know, or whatever. I was just down there the other day. It's the middle of freaking winter, and it's 75 degrees with bees flying around. You know, you can drop that Dracula shade down during that 4 o'clock, that peak heat, and you can use that thermofoil to block out some of the heat. I even like the lighting that they use, but we'll keep moving along. For head height, I'm 6 feet tall. So on the travel trailer that I just did, the 295, Air, it was at 72.5. Now I'm thinking this is probably at about 74 inches because I'm 6 feet tall and I got about an inch and a half or so. Hopefully I'm not shrinking over the years, but you never know. So right here, you're going to have your theater seating. I love the color of it. It looks really nice. You also have one of those drop-down charging stations. You can also open it up right there, so you can hide the book or the remotes. You're also going to see 2 USB ports. I know this sounds silly, but I'm not sure what brand of that is, but I've never seen that kind of stitching before, too. It just, again, it just looks kind of highfalutin. It looks really fancy. It looks really nice. But since you get these high, tall, deep, wide slides, it doesn't sacrifice the window. You notice how, big these windows are over here. Over here, they shortened the height of the window and added in the overhead storage. So pretty darn neat. Yeah, pretty snazzy. Now, right over here, this is going to be that sofa. You got the old pelt of a Brinkley sitting on top of those cushions. But this is also going to be a fold-out bed. So again, it makes a full-size bed. It's going to come out to, just about right there. And that's going to give you just enough kind of wiggle through room. So that way, if you need to, you can kind of scoot on past at night. But I like how the direct access, if you have the guests and you're coming down, they sleep there, boom. You have a direct path all the way to, your pantry, your cooking, all that good stuff, even if the bed is out. I like the accent lighting that they put. I also like even the look on the lights. I mean, how nice is that looking? Couple little cubby spots, storage, both left and right. And again, it's just clean cut. The fit and finish is nice. The real wood, no staple holes, all of that. And on top of it, you get the soft close. Flip it around, and I think it's about time we get into that entertainment and that cooking slide. So right over here, you have the InnaFlame, which is going to put out 4,777 BTUs of heat, which basically in non kind of RV dorky mode, that's going to put out about 500 square feet of heat. So in an RV this size, this entire room is pretty much taken care of, even on a, on a chilly, cold day. If it's 45, 50 degrees out, pop that thing off. I bet you'll be sweating yourself out of here. Those things put up some incredible heat. They also have a couple different color modes. So they have the orange, I believe a blue, a white, and possibly a red. I know there's at least 3, but I think there's the red too. Actually, right there. I like that white one. I think it's looking pretty cool. Get a little bit of storage right here, and that's going to be your connection for the speaker for this room. And again, I mentioned each one of them linked up with a different sound. So TV's on a televator, so we'll go ahead and lower that down, but take a listen to that. I've been in a lot of RVs before where they're just rattling around like crazy. They're using a little bit of a higher end motor there, which is really nice. It's just a sign, if they're taking care of the cabinets, they're obviously taking care of the televator, but it's just nice to point out anyway. And then behind it, you get a nice little campsite viewing window, with a little, overhead where you can plug in, if you want like a little DVD player or something you want to tuck away, you got the space for it. A little more overhead storage. As far as depth is concerned, from the tippy tips to just before my elbow right there. And again, the slide height on this is just the same as the other, so it's really nice. So that's what's going to be allowing you to get that extra big cabinetry. So as we're moving along, they do a really good job of not only aesthetics, but how they use their space too. So both sides, both left and right, you're going to notice a ton of countertop space, but you also get these pull-out drawers, which are incredible. And this is what Brinkley really excels at, is the little things. A lot of little things add up to some massive things. So this is all kind of partitioned off. And then, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, this can be removed if you would like it to. It looks like, yeah. So you can pop that out. Boom. And boom. I'm not sure what that is, but I'll have to look at that. Maybe I'll drop it down in a comment when I figure that part out. Window, again, great for viewing, great for seeing people, feeling like you're part of the campsite action. 3 stovetop burner to whip up all the fixings. And then you have a really nice sized Furrion oven. You cook yourself up a couple of those fancy little chickens. Cabinetry, the same both left and right. The Furrion oven, it's got my favorite mode, the old popcorn, but more importantly, the potato mode. If you're going to get a microwave, you got to make sure it has potato mode. Look at that, they put out some little decorations looking all sharp. This is going to have like your welcoming packets, your Furrion 7-inch camera, which will be in the back. I'll do that towards the outside portion of the tour. And then your tire pressuring monitoring system, all of which comes standard. Because again, Brinkley doesn't do, a lot of options. And that's what allows them to kind of do some of the extras. Things like going through the PDI facility, the earthquake testing, all that kind of stuff, where they actually shake each unit all crazy. Just crack up. Anyway, so you get on there and the unit goes on and they start doing the old wibble wobble and they see, if anything shakes out. They also go ahead, spray it down with some soapy water, and then they pump some air into it, to see if there's any type of like leaks or anything that they need to put back in production. Pretty darn cool, really sleek, awesome, the factory tour in general that I just had. Stainless steel, undermounted charcoal bowl. You got the high-rise faucet. Again, hitting those dishes from all angles. A couple little pull-out drawers. You're going to have 2 of these. One of the big old thick boys. Underneath here, really clean-cut storage and access to your plumbing. And then you get 2 garbage cans. And then you get a little paper towel holder right there. Or something to, kind of take out and bop the kids with. Depending on how they're being at the campground. They always behave worse at the campground for a little bit. Then you come cracking with that paper towel holder. So right above the oven, you do get that little fan right there. That's great. Just helps suck out, the steam or stink from whatever you're cooking. But now let's head back here. And I like the overhead storage. And even this, which you notice isn't on any of the other ones, just that little plastic bubble. So when you go and open it, it's not banging and you're creating that little dark spot right there. Just again, thoughtful. Really deep storage, a little bit hard to reach. I'm 6 feet tall and it is hard to reach. But that'd be perfect for your, kind of those stowaway items, the things you're not getting out all the time. Now the pantry, you got a light that turns on once you disconnect from right here, which is pretty cool. So it'll just kick right on for you. But what I like about the pantries, and this goes across the board, even the travel trailer, that Air series that I did, adjustable pantry shelves. Really cool, different, haven't seen it before. So if you want to plug in like a Keurig and you want to, shorten the gap between a couple of these, you're more than welcome to do so. Again, functional, easy, cool. 16 cubic foot, 12 volt refrigerator. Basically, you got 370 watts of solar on top that you can convert to, double that if you would like to. But this will help, run that 12 volt refrigerator. Also run off the battery, your truck when you're driving down the road. But it's just like a residential refrigerator in terms of application, or use, I guess. But it runs off the 12 volt, so a little bit more catering towards, the RV world. Let's get one more little glimpse, in here. If you guys have made it this far, if you don't mind hitting that like and subscribe button. I'm taking a little slower pace because this is just that darn neat. And I would like your input. If I miss something, don't be shy. I take constructive criticism well, and I would love to hear what you guys have to say. Accent lighting there below the stairs, and I like how it's even kind of like the free floating. I just think it's pretty neat. If you got a cat or something, you can put it like a little litter box. If you're like my family, you invent ways to get animals. Heck, the other day we went to go get a fish. I ended up with 2 freaking guinea pigs. So, awning lights, ceiling, scare, all that good stuff. Don't need to read all those. Awning 1 and 2, so that's going to be for both your awnings. You also got the one there, out the back. And then you have your 3 slide controls. You can also check, your tank fill levels right here along with your battery. But a nice little central kind of control panel. This is going to control for the max air. And then you even got the dimmer, which I love the dimmer. I don't know, I'm a dork for these things, but only a couple brands even have the dimmers, especially ones that actually work, well. But I like the fact that you can set kind of that nice little ambient glow, whether it's for midnight snack mode or just kind of movie theater mode. You don't have to have it full blast all the time. It's just nice to have. Options, baby. So right here is going to be your fuse box. If something isn't working, make sure to check that out. Maybe something got tripped. Excuse me. Kind of getting over a little bit of a cold. So what I've also noticed on Brinkley is not only are things cool, but again, it comes down to function as well, just as much as quality. Having this nice little hanging in rack instead of like one little 2-inch deep thing to put like, some keys in or something, is nice. I brought my jacket and I threw it on a table out there. Probably could have hung it up there for better viewing, but you live and you learn. Maybe next time. So this is the control for your heat and AC. Got your little hallway. You got a little grab handle. Just help it get nice and easy. You know, who likes to climb steps hands-free? I know I sure don't. The old porcelain throne-a-rooney. Pretty spacious bathroom right there. And you got a perfect mirror. Accent lighting perfectly shows off the old bowling gun. And then, again, solid surface countertops. Stainless steel, undermounted bowl. GFCI outlets. You're going to have 3 of these. Storage. Access to your plumbing. Again, you do have the accent lighting. And then another thing that I did not hit on yet, and I should have, you're going to notice no molding anywhere throughout the unit because, again, that fit and finish is actually fantastic. They're not hiding anything or cutting corners. Usually, you know, they do that mold so that way you can kind of hide some of the janky craftsmanship or maybe like a little sliver of an opening there. And this is all just kind of beaded. And again, they're showing off at this point. So you got the shower that's got those cool, like kind of little ribbed flowed, you know, looking thing. It's also got my personal favorite shower. If you guys have seen my videos before, you know I'm a dork for those things. I'm still waiting for somebody, maybe you, Brinkley, please sponsor me for an Herbal Essence commercial and let me shower in one of these things. Freaking nuts. I also like how they got the little light there, the Tri-Glide glass series to help out the old round bellies, you know, like myself in the world. You can step in nice and easy. And you see, you got plenty of room. There's not room for 2, but there's definitely room for 1 1/3. All right. Got a little fan there above the toilet for the obvious. There's the control for that. Upside down little candy canes for Christmas. Mr. Claus came in. You also got a little TP holder right there. And then behind the toilet, you got that good storage. And let me go ahead and show you what it's like with me sitting down. So I'm 6 feet tall, you know, 300 pounds. And you can see my shoulder's not going up against anything. Even if I were to close this pocket door, you know, I'm relaxing. I'm chilling. I've got plenty of room. I don't need to worry about bopping my shoulders into anything. I can sit down and do a little stress-free business. Now, I'm going to go back before we go out because I did not point out the 18K AC system, but that is super, super cool. We'll get into that. This is going to be a 13.5, and it's going to be ducted here into the bathroom, I believe. Yeah, ducted into the bathroom. So right here, the other one is just kind of like a drop-in, but the way that they use it is a lot more versatile, and it's way, way, way more impressive than most of the AC systems I've ever seen. So on the bed, you get plenty of walk-around room because you do have that east to west slide. Now this one has the king bed. There's only a couple options you can get on a Brinkley, and one of them I believe is a queen bed with a 5-inch countertop on both sides. So if that's something that, you know, would be better for you, make sure to ask about that. You know, and again, you have a link down to the pricing, direct help. If you do want to work with me, there's also a link down there where you can work directly with myself, you know, and my team as well. But no pressure on that. You got the old hanging things, and these are floating around everywhere. You got another one right there too. But that's just nice. Again, convenient storage. You also got a little bit of a countertop. You know, drop your cell phone, charge it up on that USB or Universal C. You got windows on both sides. Again, come with that pretty darn unique blackout shade right there. And I love the reading lights. And you can see, kind of looks like the little Pixar guy that's going to be jumping around on that eye. But you can angle it down how you'd like. My wife's a huge reader, and she would love to have something like that. Like, I might even, doing these videos might cost me money because I'm going to have to install it in my own freaking house. So again, plenty of walk-around room. You got a dresser right here, and the dresser is pretty darn cool because of the fact, not only do you get a ton of room, you know, for dressering type stuff, but you also have that another little hidden Easter egg. You know, maybe put some gun or some jewelry, or, you know, sit down, put a laptop, and reach on over, do a little bit of work. There's also a little ottoman too that kind of converts into a desktop table too. Emergency exit, so pull, push, and plop. You also have the Insignia TV, and I like how it's slightly angled down for better viewing, but that is going to be a smart TV as well. The head height up here is pretty darn good. You don't feel claustrophobic anywhere in this camper. So I'm going to guess probably 6'5", 6'4", something of that nature. Mirrored finish for the front of the closet, and the closet is just sharp. I mean, Brinkley is just sharp, sharp, sharp. You got those little cubby cutouts, no carpet. The hanging rack is also the LED light. But that is highfalutin. That's pinkies up right there. That is just nice. And what I like too is I watched a video of, I can't recall, which one, but one of the co-founders, he took this camper from Indiana to California and back, and they camped, and that's where a lot of these changes came into. But, the guys care, the people care on the team, which is different. I guarantee there's not a lot of places where the guys that are in charge, or even campers in general, it's just kind of a good way to make some fat livings. So right here, you got some shelves, pull that out. Got your washer and dryer hookup. You also have access for the installation of the dryer vent right there, and it's on that little twisty puck. A couple little nooks, for some succulents or maybe some other stuff. Who knows? But all right, guys. So far, hope you guys enjoyed the tour. This is the 2024 Brinkley Model Z 3400. Pretty darn snazzy. And this is likely probably one of the only videos out there on the market. Maybe one other. So before I head outside, I want to go and touch back up on that AC that I kind of, skipped on you here. So what is very, very cool on this, and let me see if I can, you turn that on and you notice how that is opening. And don't worry, my camera's picking up that blinking. You can't actually see that with the eye. I'm assuming because it's 60 frames. But let's be quiet real quick. And that is on that turbo mode. So that is a very, very quiet AC. It's also 18K. And now you notice how it's moving back up. So it's articulating. So it pushes the air in different areas. Another cool feature is it's got this little remote with a sensor on it. So if you walk away and you're in a different room and it notices that the heat's picking up, it'll actually blast harder air. So it'll kind of adjust what it's doing, based on what you're doing, how hot it is. But now let's head around the outside, give you a little brief introduction on what she's looking like out there. And then I'm going to head on back and enjoy my Christmas. We're leaving for Florida, so we got a lot of packing to do. I got family Christmas tomorrow. There's a whole lot of good stuff going on my side of life. So up on the front of the Brinkley front cap, really automotive, sleek finish. You got that paint that's up there. That Brinkley logo is looking good. It's also got kind of that little matted area that just looks super sharp. But what I like are the LED lights. They're unlike anything that's in the RV industry. At night, they shine nice and bright. In the day, they don't peel your eyeballs back out of your head, when you're looking at it. Right now, it just looks like a nice, soft, white glow. But if I was to shut the lights off in here, it is very bright and it lights up. I also like how the Brinkley, just look how nice that is. Everything is really sharp. When you're driving down the road, people will notice this thing. So in case you miss it the first time around, all the specifications, length, height, tank sizes, awning sizes will be down in that description along with that link. On this side, this is where it really shows off those square kind of Euro style windows. And those windows are better than your typical frameless window. The ones that are rounded at the corners, the ones you see on your Riverstones or, what have you. Most of those, kind of highfalutin brands like that. So these, instead of opening 3 inches, now they open 6 inches. So that's really nice for that kind of that cross breeze, that flow. You're also going to get the 6-point hydraulic auto leveling. So that's going to be upgraded. You got a big boy propane tank right here. And it looks like you got enough. Yeah, that's pretty cool. A little bit of a longer cord there too. So I suppose if you ran out, you could probably drop a tank down here, get a little 20-pounder from a gas station or something. You got right here. Now the ladder's set up on the other side. I'll show you that here in a second. This is the storage for it. So pretty darn cool. The pass-through, really darn impressive. It is big, wide, and open. It's also kind of that beat me up, tough flex flooring right there. And you got this little area that has a hose part that opens up. One of 2 of your outside showers. So you got hot and cold water right here. This is the outside mode for the speakers, so hook that up. And then you got one of those fancy outlets with the USB Universal C and the 2 GFCIs, satellite hookup. In here is going to be kind of your maintenance little latch. Just nice to have in general. Hopefully you don't really ever have to get back into here. But another thing, those dryer vents right there, or not the dryer vents, the heater vents. I cannot recall at all for the life of me what the rep called them. But if you feel them, they're almost like kind of like a duct tape. Not really the those cheap kind of ones that you'd get like a Lowe's or something. That's your typical kind of aluminum, dryer vent. The door right here is going to be kind of one of those wind resistant doors. It also has a magnetic latch, which is nice. Kind of help keep it up there and kind of out of the way. Heated and enclosed underbelly. You also got quick connect, the lights. That's going to be the exterior speaker, which is really cool. You know, I haven't heard them yet, except for those in the shop, but the rep said, you know, it drops those acoustics down, throws it down to the ground, so that way it goes up right here. But I do agree, because just off of my guess, because when you have them up top, it almost blares out over your head. So I always like the ones that have them. The ones that I'm familiar with are built into the side, but I like how these aren't cut in. There's less holes on the side of your camper. You know, less holes, less problems. Yeah, that's for sure. So right here, you got your screen defender and your screen assist. So you pull down and you can open that up. Just really nice and easy. I've struggled with those many a times, so I do like seeing something as silly as that, you know, being introduced. The MORryde steps, these are the kind that flip up into your doorway, but they are a little bit upgraded in the fact that the stairs are not, you know, fixed into place. So you can take it, and if you got like a bunch of dirt or something, you know, you can dump it off and flip it, so that way it dumps prior to you putting it up into your doorway. You know, just small things. Again, small adds up to big. The safety rail, if you're not familiar with it, it's an extra long, extended out, you know, handle. Just makes life getting easier. Your alternative would be, on most brands, you have that grab handle that's up there, but the problem is with that, you got to reach all the way up here. So I like that most of the RV industry is heading this way. They're also easy to put away like that. Magnetic, goes right there. You don't have to worry about a kid coming by, flapping over on the latch, you know, and saying goodbye to your happiness for a little stressful 20 minutes trying to bang out the door to get out. Another awning, more LED lights. Again, the frameless windows. One of those options, I believe I mentioned on the inside, would be dual pane if you guys choose to do it. And this is a good spot where I can see that little silver kind of reflection right there. That's what I was talking about, like that thermofoil or alumifoil or, you know, whatever they call it. But again, that's going to keep that heat down when you want it to. You know, when you're not in it, maybe drop it in there, put the AC up a little bit. You got the big boy tires right here. Look at that. So that is nice. 215-75 R17.5. So 17.5 inch tires. You also got the Brinkley logo built in. The tire pressure monitoring system, I showed you the monitor while we were on the inside, but since the RV industry started introducing those, blowouts at the factory level have actually been reported at 90% less. That's what one of the reps told me for a different brand, but it makes sense because it screams at you, you know, when something's going wrong, whether there's too much, you know, too much heat or the air is deflating or anything like that. It's just another way to kind of allow you to know what's going on. Oh, let me just run up here real quick. Sorry to waste a little bit of walking time. So this right here, pretty darn cool. You got that little block right there. So you can actually kind of mod your Brinkley up. Some of them have more than one. This one's got the one here that I can see. But there's this little tiny like little latch, and you plug that thing in. So that way you can put in like a Brinkley lantern for some additional light, or even like a little basketball hoop I saw, you know, in somebody else's video. But that's pretty darn cool. Definitely different. Again, doing things a little different. Let's see what's under here. Another quick connect, and I like that LED strip running underneath. And then right here too, notice on the slides, there's no screws or anything going through. Normally they're pumped right there holding it in. So over the years, this thing will hold up a lot better because it's actually done, you know, right. I'm sure it's a heck of a lot more expensive to do it that way. It probably takes a little bit more time, but it is the proper way of doing it. Never even thought about it until they came out with it. I spent years of my life, not years, about a year, maybe two, disliking every time I heard Brinkley, because I had nothing I could sell against it. It was driving me freaking nuts. So I already showed you this back area, so I won't go into it again, but the same, then boom, those flip up. Built-in kind of patio. You got the Thule crown awning, the LED lights. You also do get an observation camera that is non-viewable from up there, but a fully walkable roof. This is going to be that Lippert on-the-go ladder system. So it attaches in right here through these two openings that you can see, but it gives you easy access to get on top. Since this is the kind of the toy hauler mode, you don't always have access to get up there. You know, their alternative would be that collapsible ladder, which just quite frankly isn't all that sturdy. And then this one gives you that easy access to do it, to get up. So right here is going to be one of your dumps. And what I like too is they're all an electric switch, and you can do it, you know, kind of like hands-free. And the caps, if you notice there, are clear. So You know, if you got a bunch of stuff you don't want to get on you, you can tell. Like right there, you can see a little bit of like a water line right there. Pretty darn nice. There's the old holder for the old Stinky Slinky. Back end, the Furrion hot water heater, so that's really nice, kind of instant hot, lasts forever. Here are these valves, these opening valves for the tanks. Now there also is a little panel that's underneath right here, 4 fasteners. You unattach those, it drops out, and you can still pull them manually, you know, if you really need to. The second outside shower, all your fills, brass fittings, love that. This hose, I'd be surprised to see who uses all 65 feet, but that is actually 65 feet freaking long. You also see these little QR codes everywhere. That's their convenience center. I haven't actually done it yet. I should have done it before this video, but again, hired me because I'm friendly. But apparently you can go on there, like little tutorials, how to do some stuff, you know, show you the ropes. There's going to be the control. Again, hydraulic 6-point auto leveling. You got the aluminum construction up there, and you notice no exposed wood. You also use a powder-coated frame there too, which is nice. More propane there behind that door. And then this is going to be the front where you got some inverter prep. You also can get a generator, you know, if you would like at a dealership level. There's all your hydraulics, place for your batteries, your disconnect, and then, you know, your Rhino pin box right up here. But all right, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the tour. I hope to catch you next time. Again, my name is Hunter, and this is the 2024 Brinkley Model Z 3400, the toy hauler with no garage. See you guys.